Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here on MLB The Show 21. We kicked off Season 5 in the last episode in a major way, winning our opening day ball game by the score of 13-9, in which we scored 11 runs in the first 2 innings, including 8 in the second. Our offense was fairly quiet after that, but it didn't really matter because we exploded early in that game. And we have started the season off 4-1, sweeping the Rays. We've split the first 2 games against the Houston Astros, and I've gone to that game specifically for obvious reasons of the pitching matchup, which I will explain shortly. I don't really want to focus on the stats through 5 games because, well, that's a really small sample size. So even if you have someone like Louis St. John, who is cranking so far this season, just because he's doing well through the first 5 games doesn't mean he will continue to do this well throughout the year. But it is good to see our team playing pretty good baseball so far. 4-1 is definitely a strong start. And if we can win that series on the road against the Houston Astros, then we could really give ourselves some early momentum for this season. Last year, we were really inconsistent in the opening month. So I think if we start this season off well, that could put us in a really strong position entering the latter half of the season and eventually the playoffs. So, of course, I picked this game because of, well, Shane Bieber versus Corbin Burnes. Burnes was on the Orioles last year. Baltimore opted to let him go in free agency. They ended up signing Shane Bieber to a 5-year, $150 million deal, and Burnes opted to sign with the Houston Astros for 6 years, $120. So let's get this game underway. A battle of the aces, the former Oriole and the current Oriole, Corbin Burnes and Shane Bieber, battle each other off in a battle of 2 of the best teams in the American League. And I know it's early to say it's a playoff preview. We're in the first week of April, but there's a good shot these 2 teams will meet again in the postseason. Here's a look at both lineups. Regular starters for the most part today for the Orioles as we take a look at Corbin Burnes, who in his lone season in Baltimore last year wasn't bad, but I wouldn't say he was good either. In his first start, the Astros, he pitched 8 dominant innings, only allowing 1 run, getting the win. We'll see what he can do on national television against his former team. Xavier Bowman leads off today, opens things up with a single into center field. Again, I know it's a small sample size, but so far Xavier Bowman has been hitting the ball pretty well in year 2 of his career. Adley Rutschman, who's also gotten off to a hot start, will bloop that one into center for a hit. So a good start for the Orioles. They get their first 2 batters on, and Lenny Lang is going to drive him in. Lang goes oppo-poppo with the bat flip, his first home run as a Baltimore Oriole. I'm surprised it took him this long to hit a dinger, but nonetheless, what a start to this game. A 3-run shot by Lenny Lang will put the Orioles ahead 3-0. 1 away for Nick Castellanos, trying to keep the fun going for the O's, and he sure will. Castellanos with a moonshot in a left field. That one is gone, and the Orioles will make it 4-0. Castellanos, contact-wise, hasn't been all that great this season. He only has 5 hits so far, but 3 of them have gone out of the ballpark. So Shane Bieber, just like in his first start, is getting a lot of early run support. Bieber allowed 5 runs in 5 innings against the Rays, not his best outing, but no reason to panic whatsoever as he gets Yordan Alvarez to go down looking on the cutter. Good start for Shane Bieber. He retires the side 1-2-3. I definitely cannot say the same about Corbin Burnes, who has definitely struggled early in this game. He's coming along here in the second, but Adley Rutschman has something to say about that one as Rutschman hits that one over the fence for a solo home run, his first of the year. The Orioles have gone yard 3 times here in the first 2 innings of this ball game, and so far Corbin Burnes has definitely not gotten revenge on his old team. Shane Bieber still cooking. This time he gets Kyle Tucker to go down on the low and inside slider. Both Tucker and Yordan Alvarez are both free agents this offseason, so the Astros have some tough decisions to do financially as we move on to the third. Heston Kjerstad is now up with 2 away. This looked like a 1-2-3 inning, but it will not be. Kjerstad gets that one over the glove of a right fielder. He will head into second pretty easily for a double, so the Orioles have themselves a runner in scoring position with 2 away and an opportunity to drive one in. And with that being said, it appears Corbin Burnes' day is done. Certainly not the outing that he would have liked. 2 2/3 innings, 5 earned runs so far. We'll see if Kjerstad ends up scoring, 3 of which came off of home runs. And now it'll be Zach Wheeler who enters in his place as the long reliever to try to get a few innings done. Carmen Sixto is up to bat. Sixto has missed some time earlier in the season with an injury as he lines out to first. Nice play by the first baseman, Scott Murray III, who was an all-star last year. So the Orioles do not score in that inning, but they do get Burns out of the game. Meanwhile, Shane Bieber is still rolling. All aboard for Shane Train, everybody. That time he strikes out J.P. Crawford. It has been tough sledding so far for the Houston lineup, still without a base runner today. But that'll change right here as Lee hits that one into left field. Louis St. John unable to make the play. His throw to second is off the mark. I thought we were going to have back-to-back episodes of Louis St. John throwing out a runner, but I guess not. It'll be a double for the catcher Corey Lee. The Astros now have a runner in scoring position for Jose Altuve, who grounds that one to short. Tough throw will be made. Nice play by Ryan Mountcastle, who so far so good since his MCL injury a year ago. 3 scoreless innings from Shane Bieber, and he looks like, in this game so far, he is well-deserving of the $150 million paycheck because he is cruising. So here's Ryan Mountcastle once again. He opens up the 4th with a single. Thought about going to second, but he will quickly retreat over to first. So Ryan Mountcastle is aboard, nobody out. And that'll bring up Shed Lawn, who's had kind of a slow start to the season. He does have 2 home runs. That one will definitely stay in the ballpark, but it'll go for a single. So even with Zach Wheeler in the game, the Orioles lineup is still dominating. I don't think it was a Corbin Burns issue. I just think this lineup is on fire at the moment. Xavier Bowman trying to get another hit, and it looks like he will. A single into center field. So now the bases are loaded. Still nobody out, by the way. If Baltimore does not drive in at least 2 in this inning, I would definitely consider it a failure. Adley Rutschman is up to bat, 2 for 2 with a home run in his last at bat, trying to make it 3 for 3, and he does just that, singling it up the middle. 1 run will score. The other runner will hold up at third. So the bases remain loaded, and the Orioles will make it a 6-0 ball game. That'll bring up Lenny Lang. Had a 3-run shot earlier in the game. This could be a grand slam, but instead he grounds it up the middle. A 4-6-3 double play. Nice job by Scott Murray to dive on the ball and keep his foot on the bag. Another run does score, however, so it is now 7-0 Baltimore. However, there is now 2 away here for Louis St. John, really the only Oriole who hasn't done a whole lot offensively, and he strikes out. That's ironic because St. John has been Baltimore's best offensive player this season. But that just goes to show that this team has so many quality hitters, and they've definitely put that on display today with how they've been hitting the ball. Brandon Nimmo leads off the bottom of the 4th, much of the same. He goes down on the inside fastball. Shane Bieber looks like he might go all day. I don't want to jinx him, but he is just on fire right now. Bregman with 2 away. Weekly pops this one up behind home plate. Rutschman makes the play. And man, does Shane Bieber look good. His first start, he was a little bit shaky, but today against a really good Houston lineup, he has been unbelievably good. Still has only allowed 1 base runner, and his offense is cruising. We'll see if they can do some more damage in the 5th, as Cunnerman Sixto will hit that one into right field. I thought we were going to have our first 1-2-3 inning of the day for the Orioles, but not quite. We'll see if Ryan Mountcastle now can drive them in. Count is 2-1. Pitch from Wheeler. This one is hit right into the right center gap. That one's going to drop right between the 2 outfielders. The base runner Sixto has an easy chance to score. Mountcastle headed to third, and he slides in safely with a triple. Ryan Mountcastle had a triple on opening day as well, so that's his 2nd of the year. He does not look like a guy who is running off of a torn MCL last year. His knee appears to be perfectly good. Brian Abreu will enter in relief for the Astros as he strikes out Shed Lawn on a pitch that he really should not have swung yet. However, this game has gone all Baltimore's way. You can't really get too mad. Kyle Tucker up for the Astros. That one is going to go oppo-popo into left field. And Houston, we finally have liftoff. The Astros will cut the lead down to 8-1 as we finally get to see the home run train out. We've seen the Shane train a lot more today than the home run train, but I guess good for the Astros to finally get on the board. However, Shane Bieber will get right back to his dominant stuff as he strikes out the next batter, Jeff McNeil. 2 gone now for J.P. Crawford. Boom. That high fastball has been a weapon of murder today from Shane Bieber. On to the 6th inning. Adley Rutschman trying to get his 4th hit of the ball game. He does not. He strikes out. Nice pitch from Brian Abreu, who has struck out the first 2 batters he has faced today. Runner on first, 2 away now for Louis St. John, who is, I believe, the only Orioles starter without a hit, but that changes here as he singles that one into center field. The stubby Lenny Lang will hold up at second. He would have been about 10 seconds too late going to third. So Nick Castellanos has an opportunity to drive those 2 in. And he does, as that one goes off the wall in left center. Louis St. John damn near lapped Lenny Lang as the two are both safe at home. An RBI double for Nick Castellanos. And the Orioles extend the lead even further as it is now 10-1. Houston just trying to make this game competitive, but when you're swinging to pitches like that, it's not going to happen. That's Corey Lake going down on the slider. Shane Bieber still is on a roll. Jose Altuve now hits that one to right. The right fielder, Kjerstad, is unable to make the diving play. Altuve on his horse, headed to third. Bang, bang. It's a triple for Jose Altuve. I said bang, bang for a reason. I hope you guys can figure it out. So Altuve's now 90 feet away from home as that brings up Brandon Nimmo, who's going to draw a walk. Now Shane Bieber is starting to look human, I guess. I think the Orioles bullpen is probably out and working right now. However, Yordan Alvarez will go down looking on the cutter. Alvarez strikes out once again. And now it'll be up to Alex Bregman to drive in a run. And he looks at the outside fastball. That pitch did not look like it was in the zone. But the umpire said, you know what? Shane Bieber has just displayed greatness today. I'm going to throw him a bone here and let him get the strikeout. Bottom 7, Bieber is still in as Scott Murray grounds that one past the glove of the first baseman, Sixto, for a single into right field. So a good start to the inning here for the Astros as they ruled out an error against Bieber, oddly enough. Kyle Tucker then singles into left field, so the Astros now have 2 aboard with nobody out, and the Orioles decide to make a change. Shane Bieber's day is done. 6 innings, only allowed 1 run so far. A dominant performance from Bieber as it'll be Brusdar Graterol who enters in his place. Graterol walks Jeff McNeil, so the bases are loaded with nobody out. If the Astros want to get back in it, now is the chance. J.P. Crawford, the next batter, flies this one into center field. Bowman is under it. He will make the play. However, the first runner will tag home safely. That's Murray, and the Astros make it 10-2. That will not be an earned run against Bieber because of the error caused by Carmen Sixto, but this will be an earned run against him. Corey Lee singles into center field. The Astros now make it 10-3. So far, Houston is doing pretty well off of Brusdar Graterol so far in this inning, but Graterol goes right back to showing why he's one of the filthiest relievers in baseball as he strikes out Brandon Nimmo, gets out of the jam, and the Orioles still lead by 7 with 2 innings to go. We're going to speed along here in this game, bearing a comeback. Will Brooks is in for the O's in the bottom of the 8th. The Orioles trying to get 2 innings out of him as Kyle Tucker lines this one into right field. That'll go for a hit. Run scores. Tucker is safe at second. It'll be an RBI double, and the Astros make it 10-4. I know this is only Will Brooks' second game, but he has quite a bit to prove so far, and he has definitely struggled. His struggles continue. This is Jeff McNeil with a home run into right field. His second of the year. The home run train is back, and the Astros make it 10-6. Not a particularly good showing from Will Brooks, as the Orioles would choose to take him out, and it'll be Julian Starnes who tries to finish this game here in the bottom of the 9th. With 2 away, Yordan Alvarez flies this one into right field. Elliot Ramos is under it. He's subbed in for Kjerstad as he makes the grab. The Baltimore Orioles get the win 10-6. A very exciting game here on national television. I'm not sure why MLB chose to nationally televise a game right in the middle of the day on a Thursday in April, but I guess it was a marquee pitching matchup, so that's probably why. The offense was unbelievable today. 10 runs, 16 hits. We did not score after the 6th inning, but I don't want to give our offense slack for that because we hit the ball so well. Home runs for Castellanos, Rutschman, and Ling. We also had Ryan Mountcastle driving a run. Shane Bieber gets the win. He was great. Will Brooks was a little bit shaky, so was Brusdar Graterol, but the bullpen did their job to help us get the win, and we got to see what Shane Bieber is capable of as an $150 million player, and I think he was quite good. So I would have played our home opener against the A's, but I really wanted to pitch with Max Meyer, who had 8 shutout innings in his first game of the season, so I wanted to pitch with him. So we're going to simulate through this Oakland A's series in which we would win 2 of 3, and that brings us to Game 4 of the series. So if we win the series, which would mean we are 3-0 in our first 3 series of the season. and if we lose this game, we will split with them. So here we go, the second start of the season here for Max Meyer, who pitched 8 shutout innings against a explosive Houston Astros offense earlier in the season, taking on the 5-4 Oakland Athletics, who have really not been very good in this series, but they look to change that this season, and so far they are over 500, so maybe this team is way better than what they've been in the past. Here's a look at both lineups. The Orioles mixing up the lineup card a little bit today. No Shed Lawn, no Heston Kjerstad. Instead, it'll be Jalen Miller and Elliot Ramos. So here is Max Meyer, who has definitely been a bust so far in his MLB career. I'm definitely willing to say that. But I think this is really his last chance to prove himself as a long-term starter on this team. And so far, with a great spring training and a great opening start, he's definitely on the right track. Lazaro Armenteros, the leadoff batter, singles into right field, so that's a good start here for Oakland. As Armenteros is aboard with nobody away. That'll bring up Christopher Morel, who grounds it to third. Castellanos to Miller to Sixto. 5-4-3, double play. Good work by the Orioles infield to quickly get the speedy Armenteros off base. And then Ramon Laureano will go down on the strikeout. Nice pitch from Max Meyer. Good first inning from him. As we take a look at Paul Blackburn, who will be on the bump for the A's. His first start was very opposite of Max Meyer. Didn't go 5 innings, ended up allowing the loss. We'll see what he does here against the Orioles. Here's Xavier Bowman hitting .346 on the year. You love to see it. He singles into left field, getting that one past the glove of the third baseman, Morel. So Bowman is aboard with nobody out. The Orioles we've seen this season have been very good in the first inning of games. 2 away now for St. John. Bowman is at third as this one is hit nicely into right, and it will be caught. So Blackburn gets out of the inning. That's Ross Adolph who makes the play. So both teams get a hit. No runs, however. Good start for both Blackburn and Meyer. As we go to the second, Bobby Bradley goes down looking on the inside fastball. That one clocks in at 99 miles an hour. If nothing else, Max Meyer can throw the heat, and he can also strike out opposing batters as he does so to Austin Allen. That is 3 straight strikeout victims here caused by Max Meyer, who through 2 innings is looking awfully good. Ryan Mountcastle leads off the bottom of the second. He hits that one high, pretty deep in left field. Back at the track, at the wall, it's gone! Ryan Mountcastle will put the Orioles on the board, his 3rd home run of the season. And again, I know I've brought it up constantly, but this does not look like a guy who missed over half of last season with an MCL tear. His knee looks fine. He doesn't appear to be rusty. Man, is it good to have a healthy Ryan Mountcastle back in this lineup. Jalen Miller now up. Runner on first, 1 away. Grounds this one to short. The A's going to try to turn 2, and they do. 6-4-3 double play. Both defenses have gotten a double play so far, but still a successful inning for the Orioles as they do get a run courteous of Ryan Mountcastle. Max Meyer still cooking. He strikes out Logan Davidson on the high fastball. That is K number 4 for Meyer. How about number 5 right here against Ross Adolph? Max Meyer is on cruise control right now. He has retired 7 consecutive batters. Going to try to make it 8 here with Marcos Brito. And Max Meyer strikes out the side. Man, does he look good. An unbelievably encouraging start to this game and season for Max Meyer as he continues all of this positive trajectory. He strikes out Lazaro Armenteros to lead off the 4th. Meyer has striken out, I think, like 7 of his last 8 batters or something. He's absurd right now. He does walk Ramon Laureano, so that'll put a runner on base here for Bobby Bradley, who has a chance to get the Oakland A's back in the game, as Laureano will steal second. Late throw by Adley Rutschman. So Laureano is aboard, and now all Bobby Bradley needs is a base hit, but he gets a little bit more than a base hit. Bradley with a bomb into right field. That one is gone. The first runs allowed of the season by Max Meyer. It took him nearly 12 innings. For the OG viewers of the channel, you might remember Bobby Bradley back in our MLB 18 series with the Tigers. He was really good. That was a while ago, but Bobby Bradley was a beast in that series. Lenny Lang barely safe at first. We know Lenny isn't the fastest with his old age, but he does get an infield single. I don't think he gets many of those, so for rare infield singles he does get, we have to treasure them. Louis St. John hits that one into a right center gap for extra bases. Ling on his horse, rounding third, headed to home. The throw from the cutoff man is in time. They got him. Great defense by the Oakland A's. Of course, we know Lamar Laureano in center has a cannon. And then the second baseman, Marcos Brito, the great throw home a very close call. As we look at it through the closer angle, I actually think his pinky finger touched home plate before he was tagged. That's just me. This one flown into right by Mountcastle. Adolph makes the play. St. John headed home. The throw is also in time. The A's gun down 2 batters in 1 inning. Remarkable stuff. A great throw by Adolph to get the speedy Louis St. John out. And I do think he was out that time. I think the umpire did make the right call, but I do think he was wrong on Lenny Lane. The Orioles get revenge on Adolph as he strikes out. Another K for Max Meyer. Although Meyer allowed the home run, he is not showing any signs of slowing down his dominance. I think the Orioles can get multiple innings out of him for the rest of this game, which could propel them to a win if the offense starts to play better, because right now the offense has not been great. Castellanos does open up the inning with a single, so Baltimore has a runner aboard. That'll now bring up Carmen Sixto. This one is crushed into left field. See you later. It's a home run for Carmen Sixto. And the Orioles take the lead. His second home run of the season, just a smidge under 100 miles an hour in exit velocity for the stat heads out there. But nonetheless, it is now a 3-2 lead. A couple batters later, it's Elliot Ramos. That one is high, deep in the left field, and that one is out of here. Elliot Ramos homered in his first at-bat of the season against the Rays, then was out in like his next 12 at-bats. And now he gets a home run. So it's good to see Elliot Ramos' power is still there, but coming off a season in which he hit .220, I would like to see him get on base consistently more, because that was an issue with him last year. Adley Rutschman bloops a single into shallow left field. Davidson and Armenteros are both unable to make the grab, as the Orioles are finally hitting the ball well in this inning. Now Lenny Lane gets another technically infield single. No, that one was in the outfield. But I guess an infielder did touch it, so, I mean, it doesn't count as an infield single. What am I talking about? Louis St. John going to try to drive these runs in. Unfortunately, unsuccessful as he grounds out to third. Still a good inning, though. The Orioles get a pair of home runs, 2-run shot by Sixto, and then a solo homer by Elliot Ramos to put them ahead by 3. Marcos Brito leads off to 6th, and he goes down looking foolish. Although, to be fair to Brito, a large chunk of this A's lineup has been made foolish tonight by Max Meyer. Here is strikeout number 10, this time on Lazaro Armenteros, and just what a day for Max Meyer. And it's remarkable because his first start was even better than this one. Christopher Morel singles into left field. I'm talking about how Myers had a great day, yada, yada, yada. Hold on, he's got to get out of this inning first as he faces off against Ramon Laureano. This one is flown into right field. Ramos under it pretty easily. He will go ahead and make the catch. And that'll do it for Max Meyer's second start of the season. Not quite as good as his first, but still damn good. Outside of the 2-run homer by Bobby Bradley, he was pretty much perfect, striking out 10. Thad Ward got through the bottom of the 6th on the mound for the A's. And here in the top of the 7th, it's Amir Garrett, as his first batter is Bobby Bradley, who gets home run number 2 on the ball game. This one into straightaway center field. Not a particularly good start for Amir Garrett, as Bradley hits that one 454 feet, a nuclear missile. Garrett quickly answers, striking out the fellow lefty Austin Allen on a little lefty-on-lefty crime. Jeremy Ironman now singles that one into right with one away, so Garrett allows another base runner. I have to imagine the Orioles have a couple relievers warming up if this continues to get ugly for him. Ironman trying to steal second. I don't think so. Adley Rutschman behind the dish. Part-time ball player, full-time sniper. That'll get the Orioles out of the inning, as it'll be Jesus Zambrano in here for Oakland in the bottom of the 7th as he faces off against Elliot Ramos, who had the home run earlier. Ramos hits that one up the middle, nearly deflecting off of Zambrano's foot. So Elliot Ramos gets his first hit of the year that stays in the ballpark. That'll now bring up Xavier Bowman, who does not capitalize on Ramos' hit. He instead grounds into a double play. Good work by Zambrano. And with 2 innings to go, it remains a 1-run game. So the Oakland A's are far from out of this one as we go to the 8th. Brusdar Graterol is in for his 5th appearance for the O's. So far in his first 4, he's been pretty good, only allowing 1 run. Up to this point, is not a lot of base hit against a righty yet, for what it's worth, as with 2 away, Lazaro Armenteros hits that one in the left, caught by St. John. 1-2-3 inning for Graterol. Pretty simple. And now we go to the bottom half of the inning, where we'll see if Jesus Zambrano, who stays in the game for Oakland, can keep it a 1-run deficit as he gets Adley Rutschman to go down looking on the outside fastball. That pitch was pretty filthy. Heston Kjerstad enters as a pinch hitter for Mountcastle, as this one with 2 away will be flown into shallow left, caught by Armenteros. 2 strong innings from Zambrano, and now we go to the top of the 9th. A 4-3 ball game where the closer, Edwin Diaz, who is a perfect 4-for-4 on saves, tries to get his 5th. The past 2 seasons, Diaz has been pretty much the best reliever in baseball as he strikes out Laureano. So now it's down to the A's final hope, and it's Bobby Bradley, who has 2 home runs in this game. His previous 2 at-bats, he has gone deep, and man, could he really use one here. So Bradley is up, down by 1, with 2 away, and the best reliever in baseball, Edwin Diaz, on the mound. And Bradley answers! This game is tied up! Have yourself a day, young man. It's a hat trick for Bobby Bradley, his 3rd home run of the game. None of them happened to just scrape over the fence. No, all 3 of his home runs were bombs. What a day for Bobby Bradley, who's driven in all 4 of Oakland's runs. Allen, the next batter, strikes out, so Diaz gets out of the inning, but he does not finish the deal for the Orioles. Junior Fernandez is in here in the bottom of the 9th for Oakland. We'll see if the Orioles can walk it off or if we will go to extras. Nick Castellanos opens up a ball game with a single into center field. That's a good start. So if a runner on and nobody out, the Orioles have an opportunity to win the game without sending this one to extras. Carmen Sixto, the next batter, lines into first. It's caught. The first baseman, Bradley, then tags Castellanos. As good as Bobby Bradley's been at the plate, he's also making plays out in the field. So now it's Shed Lawn, the only hope of not going into extras as he flies this one into center, caught by Laureano. And through 9 innings, we do not have a winner. The Orioles and the Fighting Bobby Bradleys are tied at 4. Unfortunately, Bradley will probably not hit here in the 10th for Oakland unless their offense just explodes as Jeremy Ironman, the first batter, lines out to second. Good defensive play by Shed Lawn. After that at-bat, they will make a pinch running change. It'll be Robert Poisson now at second as Davidson then will ground out to third. Nice play from Castellanos. And now they're going to need a base hit here from Harrison Bader to drive in Poisson. And that is not going to happen as he flies this one out to right. It will be caught by Elliot Ramos. And now we go to the bottom of the 10th. Ivan Cortez Jr. will enter as a pinch runner for Shed Lawn. And it'll be Xavier Bowman with 1 away who tries to finish it off. Bowman lines this one into center field. That'll drop for a hit. Cortez headed home. The throw from Laureano is not in time. And the Orioles will walk it off. Xavier Bowman with the game-winning single, driving in Ivan Cortez Jr., and the Orioles win this one 5-4 against the Oakland Bobby Bradleys. I refuse to call them by their actual name because Bobby Bradley, to be quite frank, is the only player who showed up today for the A's. But he showed up in a major way, hitting 3 home runs, driving in all 4 RBIs. The rest of their lineup was pretty useless. Their pitching wasn't terrible, I guess. Blackburn kind of struggled, but their bullpen, I will give them credit. They did quite well. Ward, Zambrano, and Fernandez were all pretty solid. We hit the ball well today. 5 runs off of 14 hits, home runs for Ramos, Mountcastle, and Sixto, and of course the go-ahead RBI by Bowman. Max Meyer was unbelievably good once again. Garrett kind of struggled, but Gratterall and Diaz were able to get the job done and help us get the win. So we have won our first 3 series of the year of a record of 8-2. We're going to simulate our next 3. 3 games at home against Tampa Bay, 4 on the road against the Twins, and then 2 at Yankee Stadium. And that'll bring us to our first series against Toronto, which is where we will kick next episode off. We do have an early trade offer from the Mariners. It's kind of an interesting one. Manny Miranda for Jared Kelenic. I will decline it, but it's an interesting idea. Unfortunately, Kelenic has kind of busted so far in the majors. And then we get big injury news. Framber Valdez, torn rotator cuff. And within, 3 starts of Framber Valdez's season, it looks like he's done for the year. So now we need to find a replacement. It's got to be Thompson or Rodriguez. And we're going to go with G-Rod. Matthew Thompson struggled last year in the majors. Rodriguez pitched better than Thompson in spring training. And I'm willing to give Grayson Rodriguez a shot here to replace Framber Valdez. We would then get another trade offer. KJ Harrison for Felix Rosa. Again, pretty interesting, but I don't really see a need to do that. So we're going to decline. We lost 2 of 3 against the Rays, but we rebounded in our next 2 series, taking 3 of 4 against the Twins and sweeping the Yankees. So we now have a record of 13-6. Got a lot of guys playing well. Rutschman, Lang, and St. John have all been mashing the baseball so far. Mountcastle and Bowman have both been quite good. And then the bullpen has been great. Edwin Diaz is back to his old self. The only run he's allowed was that home run by Bradley. But we do have some guys struggling. Shed Long hasn't been great. Kerstead has struggled. Carmen Sixto has struggled. The bench has been a disaster outside of Mercedes and Miller. Ramos and Cortez are hitting under 100. Luciano's hitting under 200. The rotation has also been shaky. Grayson Rodriguez hasn't been phenomenal. Shane Bieber has not lived up to expectations so far. But the big storyline, good or bad, is Max Meyer. I know it's only 3 starts, but wow, has he been good. 1.83 ERA, sub-1 whip, and coming off a good spring training as well. I think we have a large enough sample size to say, this is the Max Meyer breakout season. I still want to see some more from him, but after a great spring and a great first 3 starts, it looks like Max Meyer at the age of 26 has finally bursted onto the scene. So that will conclude today's episode. Next time, we will play a game against the Blue Jays. We're also going to start the month of May. I know we have a series upcoming against the defending champion Braves, so I might want to play against them as well. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new, and as well as hit the notification bell. Hope everybody enjoyed. Peace out.